Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, and today we kind of have something funny. It's not funny in the ha-ha kind of sense, but we have two throwing videos that we are going to analyze, and this is going to be for our most current or our most recent blog post talking about how things in the discus and the rotational shot, and all throwing events for that matter, how things that happen in the back are going to have an effect on what happens in the middle and at the end of the throw. And the reason why this is funny is because I do get a lot of emails every day. I get a lot of people who are looking for me to analyze video, and probably I would say 3 to 5 videos a day people send in saying, hey, can you analyze this? Can you take a look? Can you let me know what's wrong? And both of these throwers that we're going to look at today are named Jose Mendoza. Looks like two different people. Looks like two different throwing areas, two different email addresses, but both Jose Mendoza. Sorry that I keep stuttering on your last name. But both of these gentlemen, both with the same name, both throwing discus. And actually, the one thing I want to look at is, do they both have... they've both got the same throwing shoes on. So maybe it is the same guy, but as you can see, one guy, totally different circle, red mohawk. The other guy, no red mohawk, not the same circle. Both with the same name, different email addresses, kind of different styles of writing in their email to me. So I really don't know if this is the same guy or not, but they have the same last name, the same first and last name, and they do sort of the same things wrong. So we're going to take a look. And the first Jose we're going to take a look at is this gentleman right here. And what we're going to see is how things in the back go on to affect things that happen in the front. So when most people watch this video, we're going to play it in full speed. What they're looking at is they're going, well, he looks off balance at the end of his throw. He's not landing in a good power position. They're going to start to say things about the end of the throw. It looks like he's jumping and throwing. They're going to say all this stuff. Looks like he's off balance. Then they're going to start working backwards, and they go, well, he's over-rotating. He's landing on the left side of the circle. He's landing in the left side of the circle. Maybe that's throwing him off balance, but really what we're going to be looking at here is what's going on in the back of the circle. Because the back of the circle is what tells the story. Now you can see here, Jose does a pretty good job of pulling that discus all the way back. I really like that position here. And as he starts to come out of the back, see, he starts to move that left foot. At this point, I want to start to see that right foot come off the ground, which it looks like he's doing a good job of right here. The big issue that I have is an idea that we have, an idea that a lot of coaches talk about, which is getting around the left side or getting on the left foot. Mac Wilkins always used to talk about getting low, left, and long. So you see Jose is pretty low in the back. He's got his knees bent. I mean, I'd like to see him a little bit lower, but the knees are bent. But what he's not doing is getting left. So if you notice his center of gravity, his center of mass, if you were to draw a line straight down, would be right in between his feet. So Jose needs to do a better job of getting on and balancing on that left foot. And you can see what that does is it looks like he's basically falling into the circle. So because he's not balanced, because he's not pivoting on that left, he's not shifting weight onto his left foot, he's not getting around that left side. When he comes out of the back of the circle, I mean, if you were just to kind of have Jose try to stand like this, he'd fall over. If you just kind of moved him into this position and said, okay, pick up your right foot, he's going to fall right over and kind of land in the middle of the circle. You can see that here. He's sort of falling. Now, because he's moving, he's able to keep his balance, but look how he's kind of falling over to the left. So what this is doing is it's causing the over-rotation. Because he's falling over here towards the left side, that's where he's going to drive, is towards the left side. So if this right here is the middle of the circle, where the tip of the cursor is right now, you can see he's way over to the left. And what does that do? Because he's over in the left, Now the power position is really, really off center, where he should have that left foot here toward the front of the circle, towards 6 o'clock. If the back of the circle is 12, the front of the circle is 6. We need to get the right foot to land in the middle of that circle, or right toward the inside middle of the front half of that circle. The left foot should be right towards the rim, or right towards the painted line of that circle. And here he's just not lined up. And what this is going to lead to is, again, not able to get everything going in the right direction. Kind of a jump and a throw, an off-balance throw, not a good release, and more than likely we're really, really close, especially with that left foot, really close to fouling out the left side of that circle. So you can see all of his power, all of his energy is going this way, kind of diagonally across that circle, and the discus is going down the middle of that circle. So it's really not an efficient throw, but you can see what happened. Everything that happened in the middle started in the back. Okay, now let's go to Jose Mendoza number 2. Now you can see, different circle. You can see him turning out of the back. Now this is a little bit harder to see, but this is the classic example you can see is that, see how he's got this sort of ballet kind of crisscross position? You've got the right knee and the right ankle, and the left knee and the left ankle. And from right here you can see that his hips are still in between his feet. We need to get that left hip, the center of mass, shifted over this left leg. What that's going to do is allow him to be more on balance and allow him to position himself better. Now you can see we still have the over rotation. Now this is why I think this is a different thrower, because we've got the over rotation and he is spinning his butt around really quickly. So instead of running and driving down the middle of that circle, we're kind of spinning and over rotating into the left side of the circle. So it looks like a different thrower as far as the footwork is concerned. See that over rotation, see how the butt starts to spin around? The butt starts to turn around and it causes that spin. Now we still have that close stance together. And then we've got that sort of jump and throw. And again, very close to a right sector fall. So a lot of things between these two videos are different, but you can see it all starts in the back. So as a throws coach, for all the coaches out there, you need to be able to sort of follow the evidence backwards. You need to be able to take what the result is in the front, where a lot of coaches will say, take from this position and go, all right, let's just try to go down the middle. Well, that's kind of like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound. Well, let's try to aim down the middle. Well, it's really impossible to aim down the middle if he's over-rotating. So what's the cause of the over-rotation? The cause of the over-rotation is that he's off balance in the back and he's falling in the middle. Well, why is he off balance in the back and falling into the middle? Because he's not getting his weight all the way over on that left side. So this is how you have to analyze video. Detective work is another way that I've explained it at track clinics and track seminars and stuff like that when I talk to coaches. Detective work is what we're really trying to do. We're trying to trace the steps backwards. We're trying to find evidence and trace the steps backwards and see, yes, this is the result. The result is that he's not getting to the front of the circle and he's not lined up properly. But you can't just tell him, hey, get to the front of the circle and get lined up properly. It's not possible. So in order to make it possible, we need to start in the back of the circle. We need to fix the back of the circle, because what happens in the back of the circle is going to compound and continue to kind of put a negative touch on everything else that happens after it. So now I've got myself curious. Let me see if this Jose Mendoza spins his butt around. Not really. This Jose Mendoza has a little bit more of a drive. So I have no idea if this is the same guy or if this is a different Jose. Like I said, different email addresses, different throwing circle. They look like two different guys. One's got the red mohawk. This one does not. The only thing these guys have in common is their name and that they're wearing what looks like the same throwing shoes, which is a very common Asics throwing shoe. So, not really sure if it's the same guy or how far apart these videos were taken. If it was something where maybe they tried to work on it, that's maybe why the throw looks a little bit different. But we need to start taking a look as coaches to figure out what is going on. So for Jose, both Jose's, again, we need to get more of our weight onto that left foot. There are drills like 180 drills, 90-degree drills, 270-degree drills, which you can find under the YouTube channel that you're watching right now. Look up drills for the back of the circle. Just go to the channel and search the different drills for the back of the circle. And those 90-degree turns and those 180-degree turns are great ways to learn how to put your weight and how to shift your weight properly onto that left side. By doing that, by shifting weight properly onto the left side and not falling into the middle of the circle, you're going to end up driving to the middle of the circle here instead of the left side of the circle there. And then if you can go to the middle of the circle, this left foot is going to come through and land towards 6 o'clock instead of over here at 3 o'clock. And then you'll be able to produce power efficiently down the middle, the same direction that discus is going to go. It's going to be efficient. You're going to have great velocity at the end and start throwing some more PRs. All right, so keep working on this stuff. And for the coaches out there, we want to make sure that you guys and girls start in the back of the circle with your corrections, because what happens in the back is going to compound and affect what happens in the front. So hopefully this makes sense. It's the topic of our newest blog post. If you go right into the YouTube description of this, there's going to be a link to that blog post. So make sure to check that out. It's going to go into more detail of things that happen, especially in the discus and the rotational shot. Maybe we'll do one of these on glide shot as well to see how things that happen in the back of the glide affect the front of the glide. But make sure to go check that out. Also, if there's any questions, EliteThrowsCoaching.com. There is a contact form right there. It goes directly to my email. If you have any questions, please chime in and let me know. Or you can leave that question down below in the YouTube comments. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for checking this out. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know.